Dear students, welcome to our medical diagnostic class, and we have almost reached at the last part of our blood cell counting process. Almost all the cell counting process we have learned till now: blood cell counting, RBC counting, WBC counting, platelet counting and reticulocyte counting. Today the last part we have to learn about the absolute eosinophil count. This is very important to diagnose some kind of clinical conditions. Now in this process, the first condition, why it is important, why the absolute eosinophil count is important, the two conditions, just to find out two conditions, eosinophilia and eosinopenia. Eosinophilia is the condition where the absolute eosinophil count will be higher than the reference range. The reference range is 40 to 440 per microliter, and if the count will be more than 440 per microliter, then the condition will be called as the eosinophilia. And in which condition eosinophilia can be occurred? Allergic reaction, parasitic infection, brucellosis. Brucellosis is actually one kind of bacterial infection that can spread from animal to the people. If any person will take the unpasteurized milk or uncooked meat, then from animal to the people, these kind of bacterial infection can come. So this condition can be called as the brucellosis. Now in case of certain leukemias or blood cancer also, the absolute eosinophil count can be increased and eosinophilia can be occurred. And when the count will be less than 40 per microliter, it will be called as the eosinopenia. These two terms are very important, eosinophilia and eosinopenia. You just note it down. Okay. Now the next one, in which condition the absolute eosinophil count will be very much important. If the person is having the hyperadrenalism, actually when there will be excess secretion of from the adrenal gland, that is one of endocrine gland you have learnt about. The endocrine gland, adrenal gland, if it will secrete large amount of hormone, so then the condition can be called as the Cushing syndrome also. And in case of the shock or the administration of the adrenocorticosteroid, that is also ACTH, that is also the hormone, adrenocorticosteroid hormone, if the administration will be higher, in this condition absolute eosinophil count is very important. Usually when you have to count the eosinophil, you have to use the blood mixed with the anticoagulant EDTA. What is the principle behind this eosinophil count? Dilution of blood is done with a special diluting fluid, that is Hingelmann's solution is used here. The diluting fluid is named as the Hingelmann's solution, and which will stain the eosinophil, and the basic function of Hingelmann solution is to remove the red cell, because if the red cells will be removed completely, then it will be very easy for us to count the eosinophil in proper way. So then when you have to count it in the Neubert's chamber, then under low power and under high power also you can count the absolute eosinophil. Now the next one, requirement, what you need: microscope. Obviously you will need the microscope. Oil immersion also you can use, and the Neubert's chamber you have to, and the counting chamber you need, and Hingelmann solution is the diluting fluid. Now the next one, in procedure you all have learned previously also. It will be similar like the blood counting procedure, RBC, WBC and the platelet counting procedure. You have to pipette 0.36 ml of diluting fluid in a test tube and 0.04 ml of blood. Okay, hemoglobin pipette you can use also, just to take the fluid and the blood. Now the next, you have to mix it and keep it for 10 minutes. Now after thorough mixing, charge the counter chamber. So when you have to charge the counter chamber. Before that, after charging the Newbert's chamber, you have to keep the Newbert's chamber on a moist petri dish for about 2 to 3 minutes. How can you make the moist petri dish? You can moist the filter paper with some amount of water, and then the Newbert's chamber can be kept on the moist petri dish. Now count the cell under the low power objective with reduced light, or you can use the high power also. If improved Newbert's counting chamber is used, count cell in the 9 square, that you already know. Now the calculation will be done. The cell counted into 10 divided by volume of fluid. Volume of fluid will be area counted into depth. Now some precaution you can take in the process. The main precaution you have to take, you should not keep the blood along with the diluting fluid more than 30 minutes. Otherwise what will happen? The diluting fluid will disintegrate, the eosinophils disintegrate in the diluting fluid. It will be ruptured inside the diluting fluid. So after mixing the blood with the diluting fluid, Hengelmann solution, within 30 minutes you have to count the eosinophil. And other precautions you will come to know when you will observe the video. So at that time you can see. And the reference range here, that is 40 to 440 cells per microliter. If the number will exceed 440 cells, then the condition will be called as eosinophilia, and if the number will be less than 40, the condition will be called as eosinopenia. And in additional information, if the total leukocyte count and differential leukocyte count are known, so automatically we can count the absolute eosinophil. How? Because absolute eosinophil count, the percentage will be absolute count into 100 divided by total leukocyte count. Now in the video, we will observe how can we count the eosinophil.
Spirit swab. Let the spirit dry. Then prick the finger. After pricking the finger, wipe off the first drop. Aspirate the second drop of blood into the WBC pipette exactly up to 0.5 mark and dilute it with diluting fluid by aspirating the fluid up to 11 mark. This gives a dilution of 1 in 20. Gently rotate the pipette at least 3 to 4 minutes in the. Prepare the counting chamber. Clean the mirror-like polished surface carefully with lens paper. The cover slip is also cleaned. The cover slip is placed over the counting surface prior to putting on the cell suspension. Expel unmixed and relatively cell-free fluid from the capillary portion of the pipette, which is usually 4 drops. Charge the counting chamber by allowing a small drop of fluid to form at the top of the pipette and gently bringing it into contact with the edge of the cover slip that is already placed on the chamber. After charging the chamber, time should be given for the cells to settle down, but counting should be started before the or air bubbles occur. Clean and dry the chambers. Remix the contents of the pipette and refill both the chambers. Under low power objective, identify and check the distribution of eosinophils in the 9 squares. Recharge the chamber if the distribution is not uniform. Microscopic examination. Set the microscope and focus. Place the Newbar chamber on the microscope. Fix the Newbar chamber. Turn on the microscope light. Place the condenser at the lowest position and close the diaphragm. Focus the microscope until you can see a sharp image of the cells looking through the eyepiece and adjusting the stage. All 9 squares should be used for eosinophil counting. Count all the eosinophils lying within the square and those touching the upper and the right hand lines. The cells that touch the left hand and bottom lines are not to be counted. Enter your observations in the corresponding squares. Let us call this number as N. Calculation. Number of eosinophils per microliter of blood is equal to number of cells counted, that is N, multiplied by dilution, that is 20, divided by the area counted, which is 9 square millimeters, multiplied by depth of the fluid, that is 0.1 millimeters, which is equal to N multiplied by 22.2. So, the multiplication factor becomes 22.2. Thus, you will get total count of eosinophils per microliter of blood. Precautions. Prick should be bold enough to give free-flowing blood. At no stage the finger should be squeezed to take out the blood. Both the chamber and the cover slip should be dry and free from grease. Use only dry pipette. Never use a broken cover slip. Before charging the chamber, the fluid from the stem of the pipette should be discarded. The cover slip should be placed symmetrical so as to cover the ruled area completely. There should be no under or overcharging of the chamber. The count will be low in both the cases. After charging the chamber, time should be given for the cells to settle down, but counting should be started before the fluid in the chamber starts drying up. Reference range for eosinophils is 40 to 440 per microliter of blood.
Now, these are the exercise questions of the blood counting, and all the blood counting part are the blood counting, RBC counting, WBC counting, platelet counting. And this is your homework. You just do solve all the questions at your home and send it to me. I will check that. And thank you. Be at your home and be safe. Thank you.